Welcome, guys, to this new program called Youth Unplugged. I am so expectant of what God will use it to do in your life. You know, it's all about the youth. It's all about, it's meant to be by the youth and for the youth. One of the things that the Lord dropped into my spirit in the course of this is that let this youth speak their minds so that we will know where to correct them if they are wrong. This program, I must say upfront that it is not going to be judgmental at all. It is not about criticizing anybody and being self-righteous. No, it is an encouragement. It is to encourage youth to share with us what they are going through. A lot of adults don't even know where they are coming from. They don't understand because the time of our growing up is different from theirs. Okay, so that's all about it. We want to make it down to earth. We want to make it practical. We want to encourage people, men, youth, to speak their minds, and then we'll address it from the scriptures. Our values, our manual, our guide will always be the scriptures, not what the world is saying, not what the social media is saying. It will always be. So whatever we discuss up here, we would come back and say, what is God saying? What is the expectation of God? So again, I welcome you to this first edition, the maiden edition. And then I have with me my first daughter. She will always want to remind you that she's the first daughter, okay? Meaning that I have two daughters. So she will always make sure that you know that she's the first daughter. So my first daughter, Tolu Walashe, but please just call her Tolu, all right, or Tolu. Since she was young, she's always hated anybody calling her Tolu Walashe. You know, that was when we were in Nigeria. She will not talk to that person, no matter how adult that person is. So now I want to welcome Tolu or Tolu Walashe to the program Youth Unplugged. Welcome, say hello.
Hello.
All right. Now, to kick off this program, to kick off this vision, we're starting with a very, very important and interesting topic to discuss. And we're talking about how do you deal with peer pressure as a Christian, as a young Christian, as a believer. How do you deal with peer pressure? Let me also say, for you youth that are out there, this is not by any means a new topic. When we were growing up, it's a topic that we're always talking about. Your parents will tell you be mindful of all kinds of people around you. So it's not now. The peer pressure has always been before the beginning of time. There's always that influence, either positive or negative, of people out there. And that's why you have to streamline or know what you are doing. However, this period, this generation, this time, the peer pressure is unbelievable. Compared to ours is like child's play. But if you want to compare what they are going through now, what you are going through as youth now, I recognize that the difference is very clear. So want to discuss briefly peer pressure. Tolu, can you identify what are the prevalent peer pressure? What are the things that appear as peer pressure in your generation, your time?
I would say one of the main peer pressures that you face is having everything together at such a young age. It's like known by 25 you should already have bought your house, you should already be married, you should already, basically be on top of the world at such a really young age, when in reality that's not the case, because obviously a lot of people, like, we're still growing up, do you understand? We're still growing up. I feel like everything kind of boils down to just having putting up this perception that everything is good, everything is like all happy days and things like that. I feel like that's one of the biggest things. And like if you're facing anything like that, it's like a stigma around that, and a stigma around you facing something at such a young age, not portraying that, only portraying the good side and things like that.
So yeah, you're saying that at a certain age, there's that pressure of you must have achieved.
Yeah, you should have achieved a lot of things regardless of your circumstances. Just kind of like, I feel like things like Twitter, there's always debates happening on, you know, how much you have in your account, how much what car you should be driving.
At 25.
Even lower, like younger than that as well. Some people, you know, say something, and if you don't have all these things that are socially right, you're below. That's the perception of, you know. So
that pushes youth
to do things maybe out of the ordinary, to be able to fit this perception of, you know, they've got everything together, because they want to meet and match everyone else that's being showed on, you know, social media or with their peers or things like that. So
wow. So how do you now, you have identified one, how have you been able to, or how do you think Christian youth should deal with that and overcome it, and don't allow it to get to them?
I think a way that Christians should tackle this is in a way that they just always remember that God hasn't forgotten about them, and everyone has their own time. And it's just literally a thing where people will think, why is it not happening to me now? Why is my time happening? Like a perfect example could be driving, and everyone's thinking, oh, why is all my friends driving? When is my time gonna come? And these kind of things. It's just a thing where you always need to remember everything happens for a reason, and God allows everything to happen for a reason. And when it's not your time, it's just not your time. And when it is your time, God will place you in the right place at the right time for you to overcome and achieve the things that you need and want to achieve, rather than trying to put pressure on yourself and put pressure, you know, on God, and saying that, God, I want it now sort of thing. Like, God doesn't work on our time, He works on His time and the right time. So we just need to always remember that, and kind of just focus on our own lane, because everyone's lane is different, everyone's path is different. Because back to like driving, if someone took 7 times to pass, they're not going to post each single time they failed. They're only going to post when they have passed. So you just need to see that you don't know what hardship people are facing. The people just paint like a pretty picture. So you understand, so the peer pressure in wanting to have that pretty picture is real, and you just need to kind of sway from that and not focus on the negativity out there, and just focus on what the relationship you have with God, and just know that with time, your time will come.
Thank you very much, Olu. That means I don't know if you missed that. People don't post failures. They won't post the failures. They won't post the number of times they fail. They will always focus on the success, and then of course everybody will celebrate the success. Many people knows about the successful people, but they really know about the struggles they had before they become successful. You can mention so many celebrities in quote that you know, but I'm sure you actually don't know the details of how they got to where they got to. You know, when you hear some people say, oh, I hawked, maybe for example in Nigeria, I hawked things on the streets. I was in other climes, you can say I was homeless for a time. I was this and that. Usually that is not too much celebrated or talked about. What is talked about is the success. And if you're not careful, you begin to think it's just for me to snap my fingers and then the success comes. No, there is time for everything. Oh, thank you so much, Tolu. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. We will continue this discussion. Bring in your comments. Let's. She was able to mention one. I know there are so many pressure out there, but I want to keep these, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll continue with it. I will post other peer pressures from other people as well. If you have yours, feel free to post it. It could be in a video. Send a video to us and we will discuss it. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube. God bless you. This is Youth Unplugged. See you next time.